Hi, I'm Wade McKittrick,
And I'm Joe Kemp.
and this is a Superintendent Stream. As we have come back from Christmas break, there's been a lot of changes that have gone in to several areas of the school, but one notably that has changed has been activities within school districts. So I thought it would be a good idea to bring our activities director, Joe Kemp, in and be able to have a conversation that answers some of the questions that you as parents and community members might want to know about. So let's just start off, Mr. Kemp, with what with the new guidelines that have been provided by the Department of Health, the Department of Ed, and the Minnesota State High School League. What have been the most challenging things to be able to hold varsity practices?
A lot of it has to deal with the in and out every day at practice as far as keeping kids in pods. So we've got one group that's not in the school in early or late practices. They have to be at a different location. They cannot enter the gym until the next group comes in. Sanitizing the equipment, the basketballs and all of that stuff. And then of course just the everyday wearing of the masks and how they practice every day, the huddles that have to take place. Those types of things become difficult.
So, and just to be clear for you watching this at home, you'll notice that we're not standing anywhere near each other. We wanted to be able to take the mask off so you'd be able to hear us at home, but we are practicing some protocols even while we're doing this, which makes even doing a stream more difficult. So if I disappear off the edge of the screen every now and then, hey, you got to forgive us. We're just trying to bring it to you safely. So there, we have those challenges with just having practices. What type of challenges or things that may be seen as inconveniences now for holding varsity competitions?
Well, one of the first things that the fans are going to notice is they're going to have to reserve a spot to attend our local events, both home and away. So they will be receiving an email in which they can sign up for games. There'll be 2 fans per participant at this point. So they'll have to check in when they come into each game. That again, we will also be sending that to the away schools. Some of the locations may not be able to have fans. We've already run into some gyms depending on how many people they can fit socially distancing, and then they also have to be 12 feet from the athletes or the competitive pods at all times. So that makes it difficult for all gyms, as far as getting a count to who can be in the gym and who can't be in the gym, and who can host or where you can attend and all that stuff. So those are going to be the most difficult things. Of course, everyone's going to have to wear masks. You're going to be 6 feet apart, 12 feet apart from the competitive pods at all times. So no longer can your son or daughter come up to you and talk to you during the game. We have to keep them separate at all times in order to get the most people in the gym to watch your sons and daughters. So that's probably going to be the biggest thing. And then the communication aspect of it's going to be a constant communication with the parents on how many can we have here, how many can we have there. And just so you're aware, there's going to be some locations in which JV parents can attend, and then we'll be asked to leave. That school will sanitize, and then the varsity parents can attend, and then they'll show up at 7:15 and then leave. So everybody, JV parents are asked, and this is part of the protocol, to check in at 5:50. Please no sooner than that, and then the varsity parents at 7:15, and that is for both home and away games.
So just to be clear, these aren't things that Wabasso Public Schools has come up with to put as parameters around holding contests. These are things that have come down from the state.
Yes, these are MDH protocol that are delivered to us. So when they say 150, our number's not 150, but they do come from the MDH.
That's a great segue into my next point. The guidance that came down said that you can have 150 people in the gym as fans, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be 150.
Correct.
As the case in our gym, to give you perspective at home, our gym will hold, it has a maximum occupancy of 1,300 people. But when you apply the guidance to our gym space, how many fans does that allow in?
132. That is our top end.
And that's after you've measured everything off with a tape measure and put down tape and
Yeah, we're losing the bleachers on the east wall, so that is gonna be completely full of players, the varsity before they play, the JV after, and then I went around, there's tape marked up on the walking track and the bleachers. That is, we're pretty fortunate to have a gym size we do, so.
So that's pretty stunning. So know that, God, even though we've got a great facility, a whole lot of people, that doesn't mean that we're gonna get to the 150. How about for junior high? I mean, there's a whole nother set of things for the junior high. As far as competitions goes, what are the biggest things that parents and community members are gonna see around junior high activities?
Okay, first of all, our Tomahawk Conference has made a recommendation that we are only allowing home fans for junior high events, and that is made because most of our secondary gyms are extremely small. But if you look into our gym, we've gotta have the players 6 feet apart, all the way, they're gonna take up the whole middle section of our auditorium, and then they have to be 12 feet from the fans, so we basically have one strip along the side of the bleachers in which we're gonna have 10 fans in per game, so it's gonna be rotated on a either first game, second game basis, 7th grade, 8th grade basis, where we're gonna have to rotate them in. And so you won't be allowed to attend away games, although I will preface that with saying that we will have a couple here or there where we may be allowed to have fans. For example, this Saturday at Redwood Falls, they are allowing us to bring fans over. So most of that, again, dictated by the size of people's secondary gyms.
Sure. So I think that's another one that's really important for people to know. Again, you take our old gym, our auditorium, that has a seating capacity of around 400. And we're literally only going to be able to have 10 fans in there.
Yeah, we'll have 10 sets of fans, so 20, yep.
20 people to watch a game. So I think that one of the concerns that even workers have, Mr. Kemp, is, boy, am I gonna have to be that person that's turning people away that show up and wanna come to a game? And you know, would you agree that our message to people in the community is, if you're not a parent of a participant, please don't expect to be coming to games?
Yeah, we just don't have enough personnel to supervise that or to have, just to fit people in the gym. If you look at the number of parents for a wrestling triangular, which is happening on Thursday, if every team has 20 kids, that's 60, and everybody brings parents. We have, if you take our 138 divided by 2, that's what, 60, 69 or 68? I think it was 68 spots. That's 60 just in parents alone. So from the general public's perspective, you more than likely will not be able to get into any of our events.
Yeah. So I think the takeaway, Mr. Kemp, is we're doing our very best, because at Wabasco Public Schools, we believe that activities are a crucial component of education, and we want to provide the best opportunities that we possibly can to as many kids as possible. And sometimes that means that we have to make sacrifices on the adult side, that we might not be able to be in the gym. I was not able to attend one volleyball game this year because I didn't want to count against any numbering. I wanted the parents to be able to do that. So I watched all the games on Rabbit Street. So it was inconvenient, I missed that part, but that's a lump that I'm willing to take to do my part and help out. And I hope that our folks in the community are understanding that our main goal is to provide activities for kids and for them to be able to participate, and us to be able to watch, really in the scope of things, becomes secondary.
Yeah, I've read a couple articles in the Star Trib and Pioneer Press, and kids from other states in Wisconsin and up in Minneapolis, I think they interviewed some of them. They're saying the same thing. We just are happy for the opportunity. It's inconvenient for a lot of people, but the kids who are playing just want that opportunity to play, and hopefully we can continue to provide that for them throughout the winter season.
Are there any other things that parents or community members should know, Mr. Kemp, just off the top of your head as we head down the beginning of this season?
Well, I would say just to be patient. It's going to be, in my mind, it's going to be a communication nightmare. It's going to be constant, because we can have 2 events per activity every week here at the school. So those numbers are going to be changing. We may end up with teams that have to take breaks because of COVID. So you're gonna see a flurry of communication go out. Pay attention to our Facebook pages, emails will be sent out, our coaches will be communicating with you. But just be patient with that, we're gonna get it out there as soon as we can to all of you, so.
So folks, what we've promised to do for you and that we want to continue to do is we want to be completely upfront with how things stand. No hidden messages. We just want you to know what's going on. And that was our attempt today to inform you about the guidelines and the actual practices that we have to put into place around winter activities. What do spring activities look like? Who knows? We'll just fight this battle right now and get the winter up and running and finished, and then we'll deal with that later. So I wanted to thank you for taking a few minutes to view this superintendent stream, and until next time, it's a great day to be a rabbit.